Afternoon all, Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Monday afternoon, June 22nd. Boy, did I give the wrong date this morning. I said June 20th. I apologize. And we're looking at the last day and a half of the market profile of the SPY ETF here on Window Trader. And just picture when you were a kid screaming in the schoolyard with your friends, who's right, who's wrong, who won, who lost. I think that's what buyers and sellers, bears and bulls are doing today in the SPY. Right? For my money's worth, I'm going to have to say the bulls won. Not because the indices, were up, over 0.5% or whatever. But I guess for the fact that the bears had everything in their hands this morning to take out Friday's low, to get into the single prints from June 15th. Instead, we never see the opening really after A period. We dip below it in D period for a second. So many conflicting things going on. We end up with a P shape for short covering. We had a chance for a trend day up. We had 4 sets of single prints at one point or another, and all 4 got filled. We only had 8 wide. I'm using L as an afternoon pullback low, which is kind of disgusting. The buyers go out with a poor high. We get into the trend day from Friday, yet we can't fill it. It's just mind-numbing. Now, the question is, I'm saying the bulls, I'm going to give them slight advantage. They won. But what did they win, really? Really nothing. I mean, we traded in the lower end of the distribution from Friday all day. We have another double distribution day. We close in the upper end of it. But it is a P shape for short covering. The volume was horrendous, 67 million shares with the after hours to come. So we're going to do 70 million. We're averaging 105 or whatever. So I think I'm saying the bulls won, but you could argue both sides of the equation. The bottom line is we had an inside day, and that should provide going forward who's going to win inside of this balance. I had a good day today, nothing spectacular, but after last week, I'll take anything. Last week was absolutely horrendous for me, so get back up on the horse, make some money today. I'm happy with it. I took a long in B period as soon as we took out A's high because we were one-time framing up finally, and we got inside M's range. Remember I said in the video, M from the previous day is huge. You get into it, you usually start going the other way. That turned out to be a nice trade. I got long in C period because we had our first set of single prints. Yes, we filled them. Yes, we stopped the one-time framing down. But before that happened, they went back up, and I got out of them for a win. In fact, I took 3 trades in C period. One was a long against singles that worked. Second was in the second 15-minute bar, I took a short period. I took a short because we had poor structure when it ran up, and it looked like the single prints would fill, and that's exactly what they did. And then I took another long, actually, and then I got out of it when we stopped the one-time framing up. That was a small loss. But net, both those winners were a lot better than that small short I had. E period. I took a long. We were one-time framing down. We stopped it. E comes down. Couldn't get back inside A's range. I took a long against that, and that was a good trade. I took a short in G period against F's high, so not when we were up here, but G period started, couldn't get above F. I was looking for it to fill singles, didn't happen. I finally got out of it. That was a very small loss. I took one in I again, a short. When we couldn't take out, we got above I's high, but then we couldn't get above it. The second 15-minute bar, got in it, looking for the singles to fill. It didn't fill, but we did stop the one-time framing up. That was a winning trade. And I took an M, a 311 call, thinking we were going to fill these single prints. Initially, they went against me. I added to them. Went back up to pocket above, got out of them for a small gain. So, again, there was nothing spectacular either way because it just didn't provide it today. The price action was horrible. But more than that, the tempo just wasn't there. So the best trade, and I didn't get it. I was going to get involved. I said I could always get back into the short in L. And I'm sorry, it wasn't L period. I think it was J period. But whatever period it was, I forgot. And that was the best tempo of the day, and it happened within 2 minutes. So, not a bad day. Inside day. Hopefully better opportunities tomorrow. Destination. So today, we have today's high of 311.05, which is a poor high. And then we have the single prints that start at 311.06 and get filled at 56. 50 ticks left from Friday, trend day, right? For trend days to be taken back, it's usually late in the second day or the third. Well, tomorrow would be the third day for Fridays. Today's trend day on the way up was taken back today. They have a daily high, two of them, 314.38, and then a week high, 314.39. I know the ES does not have that. Then we have 315.64 weekly high, and then fill in the gap at 318.22. For the downside, I am using L's low of 309.30 as an afternoon pullback lotus to have something to lean on tomorrow. Then we don't have anything to 306.75 today's low, and then 306.53 the daily low from Friday. And then I gave you the single prints and the other weekly low earlier. So it should make for a very interesting trading day tomorrow. Now, so before I get to the shorts, what I'm saying is this: inside day. Now, yes, we closed closer to the top of it than to the bottom, but that means absolutely nothing. But with the inside day, let's make this a little smaller. When you come out of it, if we come out of it to the upside, you go with that trade and monitor it for continuation or lack of, which would mean back into it. So if you take out yesterday's high, that poor high, you should be long because the odds are the single prints are going to fill. And then you really don't have anything until Friday's high. So that would be the trade coming out of the inside day to the upside, if it holds. If it comes out of it to the downside, well, now you have to take a short. So if we take out today's low, I am certainly going to take out Friday's low. And meanwhile, we're trading up pretty good here as we're making new highs in end period. But if you take out today's low, Friday's low should fall rather easily. And then we don't have anything for over $2.50 to the single prints from the 15th, the trend day up, and then we have that weekly low and then fill in that other gap. So there's certainly things to shoot for whichever way we come out of the inside day. Do I know which way we're going to come out? Of course not. Right? Even though we're trading up higher here, even if overnight's up here or overnight's down here, I have no idea. It really has no bearing on where basically the SPY will open tomorrow. We've seen that plenty of times. The futures are down a lot more this last night, and we ended up opening in balance in value, and we end up with overlap and a higher value, by the way. So let's go to the charts. I'll look at just the weekly and the daily for today. So weekly, I'm still calling it balance to down because we've taken out the last 2 weeks' lows, right? The good news is firmly holding above 302.50, firmly holding above last week's low. So for me to call this anything but balance to down, we need to take out last week's high, and then we'll be strictly in balance. If we take out last week's low, we'll certainly be then down, not balance to down. So again, as we look at the daily, it's a 5-day balance, right? The top of it is 315.64, which is a weekly high now to fill the gap. The bottom of the balance is Friday's low of 306.53. So it's a $9 balance. If we come out today to the upside, we start chipping away at the outside day down from Friday, right? And then we see if we could get to the top of the balance. We take it out from the downside, you're certainly going to fill the single prints, I think, or from the 15th. And then the bigger danger coming out of it to the downside is getting to the 200 and then worrying about last week's low. Hope you had a good day trading. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.